What is going on, entertainers? So today in this video, we'll be recapping 2022. Okay, so I'll be talking about some of my favorite after shows, some of my favorite interviews, some of my favorite moments, and everything like that of my favorite show to recap. So we'll be kind of looking at this. Let's get started on this video.
Finish these once and for what? Oh, and the friends, nothing to say. And the exes, still over there. Do I care? No. Oh, soon and soon.
Now, two of my favorite interviews that I did this year was Hot Wheels and Willow. And they might not have gotten me the most views, but the reason why I like these interviews, those two interviews, is because Willem, to me, told me all of the tea. Okay, so that's what I loved about Willem's interview. Like, he didn't hold back. He didn't, oh, we can't target. He just let me know what it is. And Hot Wheels was just funny, okay? Like, with him on Hot Wheels, you're going to laugh. He might get annoying every now and then, but he's funny. So take a look at this look back on these two interviews.
On two wheels, Hot Wheels. What's up?
You know, listen. We got somebody else on wheels that could downplay that statement. Do you think he has like microaggressions against Black people? Like, what did you think of him?
I think that he has preconceived notions against African Americans.
Think that he was really gonna send you home, because that was around the time that you was about to go home, but he was like, oh, come back. Like, did you really think you were gonna go home at that point?
I thought I was going home every time I sat in front of him. I kept telling myself, it's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah. So then we get the introduction to Jocelyn. So how was it meeting Jocelyn Hernandez?
Let me tell you something. Meeting Jocelyn was like meeting the Pope and the President at the same time.
Why?
She's a vibe. She's really, really a vibe. And she is beautiful. When I say this woman is drop dead gorgeous in person, right. She is beautiful.
Yeah. She is. I've seen her, like I said.
Her spirit, I don't give a fuck with none of them bitches that went on her. I could probably kill him. I really, really kept telling myself that through my head. He's trying it. And now he been on this internet trying to internet bully a bitch.
Right.
But it all backfired. It always does.
After the show, were you guys cool at one point? Because I did see that live when he was talking about something dealing with pneumonia and then the Trina's cousin comment. Did you say anything about Trina's cousin at one point?
No, never brought up
Trina's niece. Yeah.
Never brought up Trina's niece. Never once brought it up. He was really saying that because he knows how bad he looked laughing at the situation.
Right.
He was really saying that to try to save his own ass. People are not happy with Ray, especially the wheelchair community. They're not happy with him with the way that he treated me on the entirety of that show. When he said he said that he was the one being nice to me, but he wasn't. And y'all saw that from day one. I tried to be nice to him. I tried to speak to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's rolling past me, acting like he don't see me, acting like he don't hear me.
This is a show. This is Bad Boys Club. Not everybody can be friends. Because he put his hood on his head, and then he put his face away from me, and he made him. And then I heard some things like, when William goes to sleep. I'm not about to be fighting for no reason.
So you called Trey Willow? You said, Trey, you gonna have to protect me. Right. Did you end up meeting Rio the night before you left, or no?
Oh, listen.
What's up?
Then at that moment, that's when Willow was like, he just made me look like I'm gay. Oh, fuck, what's going on? And I was like, look, just let me get out of here, Matthew, please. Let me get out, like, Matthew. Set up scene where they're gonna get me. I don't want those lethal hands. I'm good on
the van that Mullah was his ideal dude. Do you think they have something low key going on that nobody knows about? Or my last favorite interview of 2022 was me and the handler. And the reason why I like this interview is because I feel like I was one of the first channels to put a face to the handler, because nobody knew what he looked like. We just kind of just heard of the handler. We saw him for about like 2 seconds on the episode, but we never really got to hear exactly what he really sounded like. And then we never really got to hear his story, even though he capped a little bit, because the cap was on his head, especially in this interview. It kind of lied to me. But this was very, very early in the season, if you guys don't know. So take a look back at my interview with the handler.
Now, how that got out, I don't know, because it was crazy. Nobody ever seen us kiss, and I never told anyone. So they must have assumed. But yeah, that's how that happened. I mean, we just was drinking and smoking and shit, and we just kissed. That's it.
Cap for me.
Yeah, the cap is on your hair, on the top of your head.
The cap is
the
on
wig
your
is the
hair.
cap.
Speaking of your name being included, a lot of the viewers, because of that one incident, all this stuff comes on online. They're assuming that you're doing this with this person, everything. Can you just clarify with the rest of the cast, nothing occurred, or did something occur with other cast members? Can you just clarify on that?
I swear to God, nothing happened with nobody else on that cast. Like, I've been
keeping up with it since you've left.
No, I personally don't enjoy watching the show.
You see clips off of Instagram.
Yeah, I see the clips off of Instagram. And not only that, my friend gone, so I don't give a fuck.
Got you. Have you done any reality shows or are interested in doing future reality shows?
I haven't done any reality shows before, but I am interested in doing some now, only because I see how much drama and how much hell I, raise. I make hell.
And hell, the handler did raise, okay? Because the moment the handler started talking, hell came about, okay? So the next clips you're going to see are my 3 favorite after shows. So you guys are going to see clips from 3 of my favorite after shows that I've done in the past. It might have been on various amount of topics from, let's say, like a Baddies West or Baddies South, or maybe just a Bobby I Love You Purr, or just a video about various amount of topics that I've done where I've went live and let you guys give me like your opinion on these topics. So take a look at my 3 favorite after shows that I've done in 2020. I don't know why Natalie thinks she's at the WWE rematch, because she does this thing where they go to the club and she announces the girls as if they're coming out to fight. You know, at WWE, WWF, when they be like, in one corner, we have Jake, and then they come out like, whoa, like that. Is that type of vibe. So it starts off with that. She's like, we got my girl Biggie. We don't even have 1 big girl this season. We got 2 big girls this season. So it's a super-sized season. Shout out to my girl Biggie. We got my girl Roly Poly Snack Meals. She already ate all the snacks in the house. But guess what? We brought her back for another season. Roly Poly Snack Meals. Shout out to my girl Lil London. Because guess what? She came with collard greens and ass whoopings. Shout out to my girl Lil London. Shout out to my girl DJ Sky. Not only is she turning the turntables at the DJ kit, she's fingering Krishan too. And my girl Razor. Shout out to my girl Razor. Her tattoos weren't done by a razor. It was done by a needle. But shout out to my girl Razor. And we got my girl Katia. This time, I don't think she's going to stab anybody else. But we'll see. Shout out to my girl Katia. And we got Stunner Girl. Who is she going to set up this season? You have to stay tuned to find out. My girl Stunner Girl. My girl Tommy. Not only is she drinking 2 Henny bottles tonight, she's drinking 4. Shout out to my girl Tommy. And Scotty with the body. Is she getting active or no? I think I got to push her active button. And my girl Rock. Is she going to get her tooth fixed this time? I don't think so. So she does this whole thing. It starts off with that, right? Which is really annoying. I hate when she does that. It's really irritating to me. I find it corny. I'm sorry. Like, this isn't the WWE, Natalie. Calm down. We know who these girls are at this point. Like, Jesus. Watching croutons. So you watch is my response. All right. He said, I've watched a lot of he put at Picture Pierre, which is my Instagram. If you guys don't follow me, make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. He said, I've watched a lot of your interviews and recaps because I like up and coming bloggers. That line already got on my nerves because you guys know I don't consider myself a blogger. We get on here and we discuss what's out there. To me, that's not, I know textbook wise it's blogging, but I don't consider it blogging because I don't do exposing and I don't do breaking news and exclusive this. I'm not a Tasha K or anything. We just talk about it. Me and my entertainers laugh. We impersonate. You feel me? And that's it. All right, so he said, I like supporting up and coming bloggers in the industry where it's hard to make it big for everyone. We're all entitled to our opinion. However, you mocking me and body shaming me on your YouTube channel, he meant channel, but he said challenge, is completely uncalled for and unprofessional. Listen. Crouton, you must have got the daylight savings knocked out of you or something.
He knocked the daylight out of him. The daylight savings.
Because guess what? First of all, compared me to other YouTubers, I'm like the least disrespectful you're going to get. I don't go in as much as I could. I spare a lot of you, especially a lot of you guys on the network. Zeus. Okay? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. And then when it comes to the impersonation thing, first of all, I wasn't mocking you. What I do is impersonations. First of all, I actually do voice acting outside of YouTube. Just so you guys know. All right. I didn't just wake up and just decided to one day just start impersonating people. I've been doing impersonations of people since, I don't know, since elementary school. Anybody that has known me for years and on will literally, this is what I'm gonna do one day. I'm gonna bring people that know me in real life and I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna ask them questions because they know that I know how to impersonate people since I was like young. It's something that I was born with. Too bad, so sad. I could be around somebody for like 5 minutes and I could impersonate you. That's all. Like, it's not that hard for me. Like, it's very, very easy to do. Okay, so I don't consider that mocking. And if you say it's mocking, I do that to everyone. Okay, I impersonate everyone: white, black, Spanish, yellow, blue, red, big, small, fat, large. I don't care. It's called impersonations. The best of the comedians do it. I don't consider myself a comedian, but hey, I make the girls laugh. Okay. And when it comes to being unprofessional, listen, YouTube is a professional. So what type of professionalism are you expecting to get on here? This isn't CNN. This isn't HSN. This isn't any huge network that you're getting televised, professionalism from. In my opinion, I consider myself very professional for some of the content creators that are on this platform. So I'm just saying, Crouton. I think Crouton got a little bit in his feelings and a little bit in his panties in a bunch after watching my last recap because I sort of impersonated him a lot, and I call him Megamind. To me, that's not body shaming. You can't get surgery to get a smaller head, okay? So me body shaming would be me calling you, fat, you're so skinny, and that to me is body shaming. If I call you Megamind, your head is big, okay? People born with big heads, small heads, little heads. You can't get no surgery for that, okay? You can't get no BBL on your head. So my whole thing is, that to me holds no merit, holds no weight. So I don't get that, Crouton. And then for you saying that you watch my recaps and everything like that, why haven't you shouted me out before? Okay, this is what's so funny with people. They always claim, oh, I was such a big fan and I liked you so much, so you said this about me. But before I said something that you didn't like, you never, went on your Instagram or your socials to even mention me or give me some sort of, shout out, like, oh, shout out this blogger. He's really funny. Okay, this blogger, this up and coming blogger. Like, I just popped up on the YouTube. I've been on YouTube since 2018. I decided to be consistent this year. That's the difference. I'm just saying, this hasn't been my first channel, if you guys don't know. For the new subscribers here, this isn't my first channel. This is a new channel, but I'm not new on YouTube. There's a difference. I just wasn't consistent. Just saying. All right, so that's all I'm going to say for you, Mr. Mikey Boy. So why wouldn't you give me a shout out if you were such a big fan and you watch all of my interviews and recaps because you like supporting up-and-coming bloggers? Why didn't I get a shout out before this? Just saying, Mr. Mikey. All right. That's all for Mr. Crouton, a.k.a. Big Crouton. And guess what, Crouton? Bobby, I love you. Okay? All right. We're going to get in our next caller, Z. What's up, Z?
Hey, Pierre.
Turn me off. I still.
Oh my God, I don't know how I did it before.
So you have a YouTube up. That's why you hear me.
So I need to turn my TV on and my YouTube off.
Turn it off.
Yeah.
Mute the tab or exit the channel. Exit the page.
You still hear me?
Yes. I'm not. Yeah. I'm still repeating that.
Okay, hold up.
All right. How about now? Okay, we go. Perfect. All right. What are your thoughts on these topics? Oh, Z is gone, y'all. Have to get Z back in a little bit. Okay, what's up, Tia Bia? What's
Hey,
up? What do you
I
think
have
about some of
some
these topics and
thoughts.
big cool talk coming for me?
I have some thoughts about the equal opportunity employee that
Mm,
Crouton is to have the nerve, the affirmative action hire in this case. If you've been watching the videos, why not post that, oh, this is a key this entire time? Every week, week after week, you do a recap.
it's because the
And it's
girls
not
be
an
watching it and
issue.
they don't say it because they don't want to give you your props. And I've
Right,
seen it all the
exactly.
time.
But
They'll watch
now,
copy mic stuff. They'll do some of the same stuff I'm doing. Like I've seen it all across. Like I haven't been on here for a
exactly.
long time, but I know the tricks of the trade. Like I see what you guys are doing. But go ahead.
Exactly. But because we decided to express our condolences to his mother's vagine for having to push that,
Oh my
for having to
god.
push that boulder of a head out, now we're using internet buzzwords like body
Exactly.
shaming and bullying. Are you kidding me? Not the one who was just jumping over couches to fight someone, being upset that someone mentioned that his obviously large head is obviously large. Like, I don't get it. And then to say, like, oh, I like watching up and coming YouTubers, like, you're making it seem like you're paying me crumbs with this. And I don't like that.
Right.
Like what do you mean by that?
Listen,
You're an
I'm
up and
not
coming
one to
YouTuber.
brag about my shit or like. Oh, I'm not cursing on here. I don't even curse on here. Oh, just like there you go, irritated. I'm not even the one to brag on like what I'm making everything. Just know, like, Kruta, I could really pay your rent with what I make on here. I'm just saying, like,
Listen, talk
do the
about
up and
it.
coming, baby.
Talk about it, because I saw those sketches on his feed, so I don't want to hear bad talk coming from him,
I
not
pay
from
rent,
Mr.
my
Root
boy.
21. I don't want to hear it. But I just think it's so corny of him to go about it in that way. He could have easily said, oh my God, I just saw the funniest recap. You're so funny. Go check this out if you want a new opinion. Or not say anything at all, like he hasn't been saying. But like, you're not, I guess he's hearing now that like he must have thought he did his big one at the reunion, and that everyone was gonna be like, oh, it's big crouton, like it's it's a loaf. It's crouton. No.
Right.
No, like we don't see it like that, and we don't see it for you. And so it's like now you want to get on the internet now when everybody's like, oh wow, that actually looks pretty corny, and you're not the fan favorite that you thought you were, and now you want to cry for sympathy. Corny. Krishan, you know how Jayla was telling us that she might be next for the Illuminati offering?
Yes.
I really want that relationship with Blueface to be the sacrifice. In a perfect world, because you know how people say, like, someone has to unalive or something has to unalive.
Right. E, what is going on? Oh, this the caller. This the caller that with the legendary reads. Yes.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I am great. Can I talk about what I saw on this episode tonight?
You talk all you want. Go ahead.
Well, okay, first thing first. This show is making, first of all, I'm not a fan of either one, but this show is really making me look at Blueface in a different light. It really paints Krishan as the offspring of a crackhead family. So a family that is not educated, a family that lacks common sense. There's mental illness somewhere. There's a strain of it somewhere amongst this family. When she broke down and cried because the family didn't want to show up, and then the brother finally showed up at the bowling alley, I was looking at him and listen, it was confusing to me. Because if it was my brother, it's no way my brother would be excited to meet some man that put his hands on me. Like, my family would not be. I don't understand what was the whole introduction necessary. But what really made me get on Blueface's side is when he asked the brother, well, if she's stealing my money, she's stealing my car, and she's hitting me. What would you do? And the brother admitted to hitting on his baby's mamas. And I was just like, okay, I had to do another analysis to see what was I really looking at here. And then when the rest of the family comes up and the mama comes up, and once I saw the mother, I really knew what the hell was going on here. And Blueface was not trying to meet them. When that woman came up and grabbed Blue from behind, it was given, who are you and why are you touching me? It was very, he was being a diva. He was looking for his phone. He was not trying to interact with these people. But when that father came up and he admitted to beating on his women too, I said, this is a whole pathology. All of these men are beating on women. And what the kicker was, they wanted to act like, well, Krishan's the princess and this, that, and the third. Krishan is not a princess. Krishan is out. She's a banshee. She's out here fighting and doing all of this rigmarole. She's keeping up the mess. And when I started looking at it through that lens, I started thinking, really, she could have gotten all of their lives. She put all their lives in jeopardy, because rule number one for me, you don't call your family unless you're ready to leave. She knew her family had animosity towards Blue. Don't call them knowing that they with the rah-rah, and you know Blue is with the rah-rah, because when Blue kept saying it's on schoolyard, to me those are fighting words in my neighborhood. But I want to go back to this, the brother whispering to the father, hyping the father up, and just to get his behind knocked down. When that sister who looks like Krishan pulled that chain out of her bra, I almost fell out of the bed. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. That she pulled that thing out of her bra and wrapped it around her wrist. You know, just fighting in front of the Hilton. I think that was the Hilton. I can't remember. I've only been to Baltimore a handful of times. I can't remember what the name of that establishment was, but when the brother also said, I'll kill for my sister, but I won't die for her. Oh, sorry, I don't know if I can say that. But when he said, I'll kill for you, but I won't die for you, I was thinking, these men, what type of men are these in her family? And then her bracelet got lost in the shuffle. And she said, I'm looking for my $10,000 bracelet. Ain't none of y'all worth my $10,000 bracelet. I was thinking to myself, well, why did you invite them? You were crying. You had to get them here. It was so important that this man meet your family. And now they're not worth your bracelet. She used those people for a storyline. And that really made me dislike her. I felt like she put everybody's life in jeopardy. And really, Zeus played TF out of you, because when the security was holding Blue back, and Blue said, well, why aren't you securing Krishan, when both of her sisters was about to give her they was about to go off. And the security told Blue, no, you're the money. They're not important. They're not important. And then they started laughing at Krishan and her family. Zeus is playing the hell out of Krishan. Okay. Did you see that, or was that just me?
I did see when he asked that, and then they sort of looked back, but I watched it twice too, just to see if I missed anything. But I did hear him say, oh, like, we got to protect you, but I didn't really see them laugh at Krishan. So I may have missed that.
Oh, well, they were laughing. And it could have been when he said, I just bled him out, or whatever Blue said, but they were laughing at Krishan's family. The fact that this is supposed to be your show, your name is headlining, it comes before Blue. It says Krishan and Blue. You're the headliner. They're letting you fight, and they're protecting Blue in the corner. You get what I'm saying? Your father over here bleeding all over these people's cement. You out here still in the van, and your sister's out here with her bra and her panties showing. If this was a hot mess, I mean, was it just me, or did you agree with that? I mean, that was trash.
And I was less affected by it because we've seen it all over the Instagrams before. But like, I felt bad for really Blue a little bit, because like you could tell he wasn't trying to fight that man in the beginning. He wasn't trying to fight him in the beginning. But once he hit him, it was game over, and it became schoolyard crip. So I can tell, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, he didn't want no issues. He actually probably wanted to actually talk it out. And this is what I mean why Blueface is very smart. Instead of answering like, hey, why did you put your hands on her? He's like, oh, because she put her hands on me first. He goes, oh, what would you do in my situation? He turns the question around and flips it. You know what I'm saying? It says, haven't you done the same thing? Or like, what would you do in my shoes? And they're not gonna lie, because like,
Blue is Blue is an Aquarius. He has the same birthday as me, January 20th. And what I will say, we are smart, but how dumb does Krishan have to be for your nigga to be standing in front of your family and putting all the blame on you, or you standing in front of him trying to protect you? He's throwing you under the bus and you bending over backwards trying to protect him. He made her and her entire family look like trash to me.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the fact that you could get into it with your sisters, they ready to fight you. Your father is bleeding. Your mother outside looking crazy, and then you go home with this man just to ride on him the same night. You wasted everybody's time.
What did you think of the sister with the orange hair? Because she's giving me clout chaser. She's giving me, I want Krishan's spot. I want to be the Rock.
I genuinely, I believe that they don't like the way that Blue treats Krishan. I believe that. I do believe they wanted their camera time, but I also believe they were pissed off. I also believe that that sister, when she saw Blue knock that father down and she had to yell at that brother and say, go protect dad, go protect dad. That's when I knew that Krishan's brother wasn't worth a damn. Why you hyped your father up just to get him knocked down, and then Blue goes and catches him. You're not even that brother. He is pitiful. He is pitiful. He is trifling. He needs I don't want to curse. He needs something. I can't even tell you what he needs right now. But the sister, I want to believe, I believe that she was angry when she said that they're not going to leave Baltimore. I believe she really thought she was going to do something when she snatched that chain out of her bra. But I believe they do. They all want to be famous. I believe they're blinded by it, but I also believe they don't like anybody beating on their sister. I believe it's a combination of both. I like to give them the benefit of the doubt, at least that much, but I believe they're all uneducated where they can't articulate their point. And they really got on TV. Rather than making Blue look like the villain, they made themselves look like the villain because the show will go on. And how embarrassing is it that you and your family got into this big brawl? But then on next week, I saw the previews, and Blue looks over at Krishan and said, what's your relationship status? Because I heard that you single. Like, it's just like he playing in your face. Everett, you can't pay no nigga to talk to me like that, especially on camera. I would never be crying over no nigga on camera. What is wrong with this girl? It is so sickening. And we have to stop blaming Blue for everything because they're profiting. They're all getting money from this. She has to stand up, put on her big girl panties, and handle her stuff. And she said next week I got men in my DMs that are more pulled up. I got them lined up and waiting. So go and get them then. Go be with them.
Because if you guys don't remember, one of the first rappers that kind of slid in Miss Rock's DMs was The Game. Los Angeles Confidential. He slid in the DMs before there was a Blueface ever thought of. So maybe she should have went on in that route. Maybe it would have ended up better. Because I haven't heard too much bad stories about him. I heard a little bit, but not up to Blueface's levels.
Well, one last thing I want to say. I saw on your channel, I believe this was your channel, with Blueface's mom talking about, when I know people really don't like the mom, but I want to say that mom has some type of sense, because I believe Blue was raised better than Krishan. I believe what the mom says about Blue going to school and her getting him that scholarship, because like you said, Blue is smart. I think that when that mom said Krishan has so many spirits and demons inside of her and Blue is no way he's prepared for that, I believe that, because Blue has such a calm demeanor. I believe that the type of burden that Krishan comes with is beyond Blue, and he doesn't even recognize it yet. But if I got pregnant by a nigga 3 times in the same year ever, I want you to come to my house personally and kick my ass if I get an abortion 3 times in 1 year. That doesn't make any sense. Don't do this to yourself. Don't do this to your body. Like, I want to give Blueface's mom, I think she gets a short end of the stick, but I believe this is not going to end well. Somebody is going to get hurt.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. I do agree with you with Blueface's mom. If you guys haven't checked out, and I know she gets a bad rep, Tasha K, her interview with Tasha K made me look at the mom differently, because she really goes into the depths of the amount of sacrifices that she really did to make Blueface the person that he is now. So if you guys watch that interview with Miss Tasha K, it'll make everything will kind of make a lot more sense. So I do agree with that. Yeah.
And I guess the last thing is this man, I believe it was all strategic, because I believe there's a clip coming up, and I think his name is Whack 100, saying that the more popular Krishan gets, the more villainized, and I'm paraphrasing, that Blueface becomes, because they blame him for everything, similar to that Whitney and Bobby dynamic.
Right.
I think that this show, they're intentionally going to have us loving Blueface by the season finale, and really looking at Krishan kind of sideways, just to get us ready for the baddies.
Right.
I believe they're only going to let it go so far, but I believe they are going to have us looking at Blue with more empathy, and really looking at Krishan crazy. And I hate that she did that. I hate that she did this show. I don't think it does her any favors. I don't think it did her family any favors. And I hope that she's kept some money to the side to get those tattoos removed, because that is the fool.
That's probably going to be a very expensive tattoo removal.
Of course, but I have homework to do. So Everett, I'm going to let you go. I thank you for letting me come up on the panel. I'm going to hop in the chat.
They live for you. Like, ever since you came on, they were like, "Where's that caller?"
Well, I will be back every Sunday. If you're going to be doing reviews, I will be back. And I just love you so much, and I'm so happy and proud of you.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. So y'all know Tasha K has hopped on my channel a few times without me wanting her to. You feel me? She took it over, and y'all, this year, she took over my channel for Halloween, and she taught about her lost case with Cardi B and everything of that sort. So take a look, you guys, on Halloween when she took over my channel without my permission. So I come to you guys with heavy heart. Cardi B versus Tasha K. I first want to say thank you to all the winos and everyone who had my back. I first want to call out Payola, Offset, in the Hispanic community. This will be a long fight, but best believe me and my winos will get through it. The things that I have been through as a YouTuber with Cardi B, she needs to know she's not getting a dime out of me. No, that's all. I am sick of the injustices of America. This being number one. Shaking my head. But I will not give up. Cardi B, you ain't getting a dime out of me. My favorite show to recap this year would have to be Bobby I Love You, period, because of just all the people that I could impersonate, and just because of just the characters that they casted. I felt like the casting was done perfectly. Not gonna lie, I was a little apprehensive because I was like, they're gonna make the gay community look so bad, which they ended up doing. But regardless, it was still kind of funny. Shout out to Bobby Lights because he really gave us something to watch. So take a look at one of my small recaps of the show. Dingaling, that oversized grill in his mouth was really it, because he starts talking with that oversized grill in my head. Like, so like, that boy Red, I'm gonna beat his ass. The reason I'm gonna beat his ass, he be talking all that, bro. So like, he want to keep talking all that stuff. Next time I see him at this reunion stage, I'm popping him, bro. Cause like, he just be popping it. So the other day, he put online that him and his boyfriend, they got sticks. Why you talking about sticks if you ain't got sticks? My is a stick. It's big. You feel me? I could put in your butt or your regime, but like, you ain't got the sticks, my nigga. Like, nah. I'm just like, take that grill out your mouth. Like, I can't even understand. We can't even understand the words that are coming out of your mouth. It was so irritating to me. Like, I don't know why he thinks that's like attractive. It's like nasty. It looks like he ate a whole bunch of caramel apples and it's just stuck all up in his mouth. So after that happens, we see Big Bird talking about his beef with Miss Mamas. This beef to me is so funny to me because we see Big Bird with the braided ponytail bra. Big Bird was like this. Big Bird, let me see. Big Bird was like this. Big Bird said, that boy braided ponytail was a swinging girl. I like Big Bird though. I feel like Big Bird out of all the cast is actually like a good person. So shout out to Big Bird and him still pursuing his music career because I think he's a good person. Okay, out of the whole cast, I think he's a good person. I think Trace is a good person. I think Colgate is a good person. It's just to name a few. I think that besides the show, like, they're good people. So after that happens, he was like, "Oh, Miss Mama's overreacting," because he was in a live, and I guess the people in the live was talking about Miss Mama's, and he felt like, "Why do you care if I'm in the live? Like, mind your business." And he's now one of my favorite callers that I get because I love having you guys call in is my girl season 3 baddie with the baddest. Okay, so she's always calling in. She always makes sure whether she at work or not to be able to check in on the kid and tell me what she think about some of the shows. Okay, and we get some of the tea. So check out one of my infamous clips with season 3 baddie with the baddest. Hang on, my girl season 3 baddie is in the house.
It's the baddie.
It's the baddies.
I'm so mad. YouTube is gonna make me mad if they don't give me the notifications when you're live because I just
listen. They be hating on the kid.
They sure are. I literally just have to look at it. I'm like, you've been alive for 45 minutes. It's always when I'm too, because when I'm at work, that's when they want to tell me you're doing something. But anyway, okay. So I saw like a little bit of what you were talking about, but I'll just comment on what you just said. So I don't think they're filmed. I thought they filmed for a little bit, like right when she was touring or something. And they were doing like
that they did.
Yeah. They said that sorry, I'm smoking. They said that they had started filming. So I'm confused. Maybe they just all had a really big falling out. Jocelyn was probably knocking people's heads sideways. Somebody probably coughed in her the wrong way, and it just went down. You know what I'm saying? I knew you ain't coughing at me.
Right.
So, but now they're probably trying to come up with a different concept because it's probably just you fell out with the last 3 you had. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what more are you going to do? You know what I mean? Like, we're not just going to, I don't know if there's another level. Like, I feel like if she had another season of trying to pick girls, it's going to be not, I don't want to use the word bottom of the barrel, but like, it's just going to be, like, you know how Bad Girls Club always got kind of worse with every season because people were just coming on just to be that character. It wasn't authentic anymore. Yes. Like, I feel like now, like, unless you went and handpicked, but I even think if Jocelyn went in the club, what good ass, you know, what was the really good one we like? What Lexi Blow level girl is going to want to go on this show at this point?
That's true.
To get disrespected.
Right. It's good that you mentioned that because I was listening to the Judy and Julie podcast earlier, and she was talking about them bringing BGC back, and she was saying the only way BGC would be great to bring back is if they casted girls, but they didn't tell them what the show is about. Yeah. Because of what you just said, they want to be caricatures of other girls.
It was just, I mean, not to go on a BGC tangent, but it got so bad towards it. It was just like, okay, why were you even you were casted? It's kind of like the Zeus thing. It's like you're casted to start drama when drama is just going to come naturally. Right. So, by the way, Zeus hired me, season 3 baddie. I'm ready.
She's already hired you guys. So y'all gonna see her on the screen. She's gonna be revealed, you guys.
Hashtag no Sydney Star.
Right. Hashtag no Sydney Star. So you think Jocelyn was hitting the girls with one of these?
What you looking at?
I wasn't looking at you no couple way.
Bitch, you can look at them like that, but don't you dare look at me like that.
So you think she was hitting her with one of those?
Yes, I do. But speaking of Sydney Starr, can I touch on something real quick
that
I didn't touch on at the after show?
Mm-hmm.
What is going on? Zeus had to have paid her because they made it seem like she was going to have a chair at the reunion just to do her like that. They had to have paid her because it gave an acting scene. Like security just seemed like they were irritated. They didn't even want to film the scene. So that kind of seemed real. But it was like, y'all definitely put that she was going to be at the reunion. You didn't say, oh, Sydney made a guest appearance, you know?
Right.
Wasn't that weird? Like, I just felt like that was just very awkward. It was just like, come on, dude.
I do think it was an acting scene because before Natalie went outside, she was like, "Oh, Sydney's here." She was on the phone. She was just like, "Okay, let her get Scotty's check." So
I was like, what is up with Scotty?
Right. That's so I'm like, isn't that your friend? But like, whatever. I feel like she knew, like they knew this was all set up. Like Lemmy probably told her, like, okay, Sydney, you're gonna pull up. Okay, you're gonna act like you're gonna go in the reunion, and I want you to stand outside. Natalie's gonna come out, and it's just gonna be a big hurrah. Okay, that's why I feel like he had a conversation with her.
Yeah, because now they're saying she's going to the auditions.
Oh yes. Oh,
okay, and two more things I just want to talk about. Okay, I don't know if you talked about this, but I saw Wet's name. I really liked Bobby's stance with the live he posted yesterday with him, Wet, all of them. Him and Davion, you had to go back and forth, but Bobby did seem very grown up. And I do feel like his feelings are probably just hurt because he probably just saw this going a whole different way. Next season, if Bobby needs to cast every guy that is strictly his type.
Yes.
He just needs to strictly his type. Don't bring nobody back from this season unless maybe Trax, because I really think Trax really likes him.
Yeah.
You know,
but then again, I feel like Trax is there to promote his musical career.
I don't know, because I feel like they make him sing. He did sing the first few times, but I feel like they make him sing. But the last thing I just want to comment on was the whole. Did you talk about the Darrell and Gutta K and Cardi?
Yes.
Okay, so I just feel like I feel two ways about it. One, Milan and Rio, y'all. First of all, was Gutta out like that? Because I was like, Gutta looked like he just stepped outside of his house.
He was getting he said on the live that he was getting chicken wings, y'all. It wasn't a club. People think that was just partying in the club, and it was like, ooh, and then no, that boy it was late night. Gutta said it was 4 a.m. and he was getting chicken wings, and they made him get wings and get on top of that car.
That's what I'm saying. So on one hand, if you're outnumbered and like Gutta said, they got brass knuckles and all this stuff, and I feel like Rio and Milan, y'all are two big old men. Give them the one. Do 1 and 1, you know, if you really want to be like that. But I do think Gutta's friend should have been about it. But two, I would have started hitting people with that car, baby. I was like, welcome to
you would have reversed.
And two, Milan, stop acting about it, Milan. Stop acting about it, Milan. I mean, I love Milan. I'm not gonna lie, I do love Milan, but we all saw it on TV, whether the editing or whatever. Like, you know, I don't know. I just thought the whole thing was a mess. So is there anything that you touched on that I didn't talk about?
One thing I wanted to ask you, do you think Miss Nunn was trying to get some of Milan's hot sausage?
What? He said that?
Yes.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No,
it's on Instagram. If you guys want to watch Milan's full live, it's not on my channel, but it is on Milan's on his Instagram. He posted the entire live, so if you guys want to watch it. But after this after show.
So she saw the paper magazine and she was trying to jump on that motorcycle?
Right.
Oh, move out the way, Curtis. Let me shut up before I get kicked off of season 3.
Before you got your lawsuit. I'm like,
Allegedly.
No, sorry,
allegedly. Anyway, all right, baby, you keep doing your thing.
All right, thank you so much, buddy. All right, entertainers, it's been such a great 2022. Thank you guys so much for all the support. Like, I'm telling you guys, at the beginning of this year, this channel didn't exist. I hope you guys know this. I started this channel January of 2022. So this is a testament of trusting yourself and consistency, okay? Because the old channel I had was terminated. Not any of the channels that I have now, because I have 2 other channels besides this, which y'all make sure y'all subscribe. You links. It gonna be in the comments pinned. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button on them. But I had another channel. I did something dumb on there, and they took it completely down. I didn't even want to continue doing YouTube anymore because I already built a little bit of fan base there. So I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to start over again. So I just kept being consistent, kept going, and thank you guys to all my entertainers that really kept me motivated and kept me going. Shout out to all my mods. Sherry especially, JD especially, Marissa, like all of my mods that really keep me motivated. Elite, thank you guys so much. Like I really do appreciate it. You guys like support me more than people that you would consider friends actually do. So it's really, really means everything to me. So I really, really do appreciate it. Coming for 2023, expect this channel to become a lot more diverse. I know a lot of the content that I was posting, of course, is Zeus Network content. I'm still going to continue doing that, but not as much as I was this year. I will, of course, the recaps. Town halls are still going to be there, but I'm going to put up other content as well that will match the consistency of the Zeus content. So please make sure you guys support it. If you guys don't even watch the show, click on that video, just hit the like button and just dip, okay? Dip on niggas. Do me that little favor, okay? I appreciate you guys so much. You guys have a happy new year, and we are out, babies.